This episode of Truth Table is brought to you by the Storyteller app by artist and poet Morgan Harper Nichols. Start your day with life-giving words and art to help you retell and rewrite your own life story. Available on iOS and Android. Visit thestorytellerco.com/truth for a Truth Table exclusive free discount valued at over $30. Hey y'all, welcome to Truth Table, Midwives of Culture for Grace and Truth. I'm Ekemini.
I'm Michelle.
And I'm Christina.
This table is built by Black women and for Black women. So welcome to the table, sisters. How y'all doing?
Wow. Wow.
Well, with tea and crumpets.
Well. I was going to do well.
Yeah.
But that's American.
Is that American?
Child.
Is it?
I don't know.
I don't really
royalty.
know. I don't know actually.
Well. That's what it is.
There you go.
That's what it is.
There you go.
I'm sorry.
That's what
I'm
the people
warming up.
say.
I wouldn't know.
Michelle, stay up late.
Hey, this is cross-cultural awareness.
Y'all, that's
Let
it.
it be known.
That's it. Y'all, on the table, we is talking about Meg and Harry and the crown and all of the shenanigans.
Well,
Right? And the shenanigans and the panty.
Meghan and Harry,
Madness.
like we know them.
That's right.
That's right. Because I don't even, what's their title? The Duchess or what?
Duke and Duchess.
The title still remains.
Oh, still?
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. The responsibilities don't.
Inheritance.
Yeah.
That's how much I don't pay
The
attention
Duke and these royal things are all around the world.
How title gonna stay, but they was gonna take care of her baby. Lord Jesus, help us.
That was wild.
We gonna talk about this Oprah interview, y'all.
Oprah.
I mean, truly in the context of some global anti-blackness, which is like, we don't need a royal family to discuss the facts of that.
Right.
Don't.
However, wow.
Although
that the
highly
royal family-
symbolic, though.
Hey, now, that's right.
The symbolism is not lost on me.
Okay, so let's jump. What were like the parts
about
that
this interview.
what were the highs or the funny parts that were like, interesting. That jumped out before we go into the analysis.
I don't know if I can separate the funny from. I don't know if I can even tease it like that. Let me think.
Funny and funky.
Go ahead, Michelle. Because sometimes the tragic is funny. But go ahead.
Oh, well, you know what I always laugh at first. It's the sheer amount of money that all these people have.
Do you get it?
They sitting there in
No, I don't.
this
No, actually, I don't.
lush backyard. Oprah's like, now I live down the street from here, and you actually also live nearby.
But this is not our house.
This is not our house.
As if y'all not balling.
And I'm like, because our friend's got a nice backyard.
Listen.
This is your neighbor. And you trying to act like, Oprah, get out of here, Oprah.
That was not a backyard.
No.
That was like
movie
like
set.
Alice in Wonderland.
And then do all rich people just have free range chickens roaming the ground? Honestly, is that the rule?
No, I think that's like a newer white people hipster.
No, that's a thing. That's
I
ever
don't.
since Portlandia.
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
everybody ain't got
Is this
that.
new?
White folks went and they killed the chicken and then fried the chicken and thought the chicken tastes good. So now they want to keep chickens around because they feel more creational.
Oh, what is going
Did you say
on?
creational?
Yeah. That's
was
just
crazy.
Michelle trying to interpret hipsters. I'm getting better at it.
Listen, hey,
The loot.
from
the
a
loot.
distance, bless them.
They had the loot.
Yeah, I will. I gotta give props to Megan's eye makeup. The whole time I was like, they know what they're doing with that nice, like, draw you in kind of smoky eye.
Smoky
That was
eye?
dark, hit
Oh,
that
okay.
skin tone
Hey,
just
I
right.
thought-
I didn't pay attention to that.
Well,
Okay.
and then the use, anyway, the downplaying of we're super rich was a bit annoying.
From jump.
If you rich, look,
Just own it.
if you ashamed to be rich, then maybe you shouldn't be rich.
Uh-oh.
Let me help you out. But if you rich, you rich. This is what you are. You gotta be what you are.
And for the record, you should be ashamed of ill-gotten riches. You should be ashamed.
Hey.
But
I mean,
that wasn't what was happening.
And that
no.
did come up a little bit. I mean, Oprah was kind of a little bit like, asking Harry, you know what you grew up in, right? And he
Harry
honestly
didn't.
was like,
Clearly.
I had never thought about it.
Why
He
would
really
he?
honestly said
No
that.
one thinks outside their bubble.
Yeah, that's
nobody.
yeah, that's true.
Nobody. Broke people, marginalized people. Nobody thinks outside their
I
bubble
mean-
unless they got to.
Well, I would say personally for me, what I thought was so fascinatingly hilarious is that two Americans Oprah and Tyler Perry, the plot twist, are about to be the downfall of the monarchy.
Why is Tyler Perry up in this? Why is Tyler Perry there?
Where the Tyler Perry plot twist come from?
And can Megan's hairstylist help him on his movies?
Listen, I just want to let you know that Medea was all over this situation.
That's right.
Meg was like, Tyler Perry came in, and I was like, what in the world?
Offered us his house.
He came and offered
security. His house
and security. I just want to say it's good to be wealthy and to care about Black people.
That's right.
At the same time, because that combination of caring about Megan. Oh yeah, because that's really what that was about.
And that's what she better know. She blessed to be Black, because Tyler Perry wouldn't look 0.2 seconds at some royal person leaving the royal. No. He said it's a Black lady with a baby.
Yeah. Regardless of how she sees herself.
That's right. He sees her as Black.
Because she is. Because she is.
Yet another plot twist.
And it doesn't matter if she does.
It don't matter if she sees it or not. You read as Black baby girl.
Yes. Well, no, and that was a part of his compassion towards her, which is, I think, consistent with what Black activism and resources should be.
Amen.
Not being like, let me hold it back because you ain't Black like how I want you to be Black.
That's right. All this Medea money finna help.
Because we can talk about the problems of the Medea money too. But anyway, I digress.
Yeah, let's talk about the fact that misogyny built Medea's house. Let's be clear about that.
True.
So,
watch out for that backyard. Ain't no chickens in that
Let's be clear about that.
The pain of Tyler Perry.
Moya Bailey taught us. Okay, let's be clear.
We should always call Let's Go to Therapy.
About this last week.
Right.
So yeah.
Anyway, thank you, Tyler Perry.
Thank you, Tyler Perry. You for retiring me.
And you can feel free to help these 3 Black women at Truth's table whenever you'd like.
With security.
I
don't know if I need your house, but I'll take that security.
So y'all, I mean, the sisters was popping out. Not every sister, because I think some was like, we know what time it is. But some were really.
Yeah.
The secondary trauma was really real.
Oh, no. I think even the folks that feel like, we know what time it is. I mean, I know what time it is. Mm-hmm. Every time I hear a story about that type of suffering, I just think the response ought to be empathy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you know better, you still shouldn't be abused.
Come through.
It's like, and even when we say like, well, you should have known. Yeah, we got to pull up on that. Because that's what we say to women who are in abusive relationships. That's what we say to Black people who try to serve at a ministry that does them wrong. It's not our call to be like, well, you should have known better to be mistreated. No, empathy is the response. So yeah, I mean, it is England. It is the monarchy. It is the kingdom of colonization. It's crazy and sick. They kind of created racism, but. So the response to abuse needs to be, it's wicked.
Yeah, no matter
it's wicked, So it was a mess. And so I think that's why Black women were so toe up. Whether or not they were Black women who had been married to white men or are married to white men.
Oh, they was popping out.
Well, clearly,
there
were feelings there.
Feelings
there. Black women who had been a part of white organizations, corporate anyway. Nonprofit, churches, university. That feeling of being used for a photo op.
That's right.
Being lied to about your presence and told, we got you, we see you, we got your back. And being thoroughly mistreated and disrespected, and expect to cover up for your own abuse.
That's right.
I think that's a part of the trigger.
And add that baby element in there.
Before
your child hits the earth, before that baby tastes oxygen on the outside.
Before they are seen.
What color he gonna be? How dark he gonna be? Right?
That's a lot.
But quiet as it's kept. The questions we still ask those questions in our community.
In group they ask.
Listen,
we be all the way down.
Let me see them ears.
Us. I tell you, the first time I heard that, I was probably in my earlier mid 20s, and it was probably the most dehumanizing.
Mid 20s. That's the first time you heard that.
Oh yeah,
man.
There's
Christina been spared.
Well, there's some. No, well, there's. Probably some folks that are in the Northeast might also resonate with that. There are just some parts of the country. If you're talking about the Deep South, you're talking about the West Coast.
Midwest out here.
Colorism is global, but there are different dynamics state to state.
Regionally, yeah.
There really are. And I promise you, it felt like people were talking about an animal. I find it so dehumanizing. And I only heard it from Black people. Black people talking about a baby's ears and being like, well, the ears are going to stay light. I was like, for the purpose of what?
Oh, yeah. I've heard it ever since I was little.
Plantation madness.
Same.
That's plantation madness.
Yeah, it happened to me. My family, my sister is, lighter skin tone. And then, so I'm the younger. When they had me, our Geechee folks, because my mama's family's Geechee, they were so happy that I was not as light as my sister.
Yes.
And my daddy's family is, they got some colorisms.
Right.
So they were like, well, that's all right. That's going to be all right.
The pendulum swings both ways. In terms of your credibility and how in and out you are.
Oh, yeah. Well, we was in Cali, so you already know. And then on top of that, being Nigerian, baby.
Layers.
Nigerians were hard for that colorism. Rough. And what is colorism but white supremacy persevering?
It is.
Thanks in part to colonization.
Come through.
From the British monarchy. So thank you.
And it continues. And thus, unsurprised, but responding with empathy.
Well, yeah, I'm definitely
Utterly
responding with empathy. Because when I heard that, because y'all know I have absolutely no investment in any, the wedding, I don't care. I'm sorry. I'm literally
Once again, we're in the same room, and so we are experiencing a Geminis' whole body. It's a beautiful thing.
I don't care.
I know.
But I was like, I watched The Crown. Great show, wonderful show.
Beautiful gowns.
Hey,
but I will
people
say,
love that show.
But it's really good. It prepared me for this interview, so I can kind of know a little bit more about how this stuff works. Right. But I did feel bad. But that doesn't mean I did feel bad for Megan. I'm not saying I don't like the child. I don't know her. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, whoa, suicide. I was like.
Yeah,
that's just
that's serious.
That's serious. Yeah. That's some serious abuse. That's some serious racial trauma. That's some.
Where does rejection lead people?
Yeah, and that's not okay. That was just like, and then little Archie. I was like, you gotta save the babies. I mean, when they said that they were not gonna protect little Archie, I was like, wait, what?
Security. Why wouldn't everybody have security?
Reason?
Why wouldn't everybody?
This is ahead of them talking about stepping back.
What was the reason?
We don't even have an order right now because we're oozing.
What is the reason?
I'm upset.
And now what they gonna do? They gonna self-investigate? How does that work? You know what I'm saying?
Because you cannot investigate yourself next.
Exactly. How you gonna self-investigate? And then Harry's brother William talking about, we're gonna get to Harry because Harry's sitting on a mountain of privilege. I'm sorry, a castle of privilege.
No, I mean that castle be on a mountain.
Literally.
Literally. And then his brother William talking about we are not a racist family.
That's right.
If y'all ain't racist, then who are racist?
I feel like the word race came from that English context. As a matter of fact, it did in the 16 and 1700s.
Break it down,
then it was redefined for the caste system and for stratification and not categorization. I mean, it's a lot going on here. With that being said, it's about white. What he said.
Yeah.
What he said is consistent.
That's right.
With what 98% of white people nationally in the U.S., but globally would say. I mean, we just had in the last couple weeks, we had a white guy call a group of black teen girls the N-word and blamed it on his diabetes and said in his statement,
she said, he did.
She said
that's what he said. You was doing serious work, so you ain't noticed this story. Anyway,
I saw it. I didn't read
it. And then referred to himself as I'm not a racist. This is what happened. But every week we have a story where someone does something really racist. And then the first thing they say is, I am not a racist.
Yeah, CEO of Papa John's working overtime over 10 months trying to get the N-word out his vocabulary.
And he said, and I am not a racist.
He's not racist.
So the people saying they're not a racist doesn't mean anything.
We got a racist ghost running around doing these racist acts. Where the Ghostbusters at?
The question becomes if you're gonna be an interventionist, and everybody ain't called to be an interventionist. They're just not. We just need to be honest about that.
Y'all need to figure it out
quickly.
Some of y'all need to stop.
And listen,
some of y'all need to stop.
Listen, it ain't for the faint at heart. It ain't for the traumatized. It ain't for the folks that need white approval and validation. It just ain't for you. And and it's no fault to you. This just may not be your work.
It's
or
not
ministry.
Sustainable.
And it's not for a lifetime. There's many reasons here. But the question becomes when someone says, I'm not a racist, you say to them, define race. Define racism. What is racism? I mean, we have people who literally will look at slaveholders and say,
"Oh, are you sure they were racist?"
I'm sure they were racist. I'm like, if owning people, if forced breeding them and selling their children because they're black don't make you a racist. Again, so all that to say is William's response is about white.
That's right.
It is white. I mean, if he had turned to that camera and be like, you know what? This family has perpetuated racism.
Now that would have been wild.
For hundreds of years.
Our ancestors made it up.
And capitalized off of it and still propagate it now. I mean, if he had said that, let me tell you something. First of all, the people, real talk, the people would have thrown him off a cliff.
Oh, yeah.
Because that is what happens. When people speak the truth. Yeah. Oh, they would be right. They would have completely diverted their attention from the hatred towards Meghan.
All the way to him.
The confusion about Harry and how they think that he's been duped by this Jezebel.
Right.
All of the attention would have went off of Harry and it would have went to William. And I mean, they would have been, in the streets. There's no doubt. When you shake that caste system, you're going to pay a price.
Oh, you're going to pay a price for that.
You're going to pay a price.
Yeah. The warfare is real on that, for sure. Well, I mean, y'all, I know we all over the map, but y'all, okay, but it's fine because we don't ever shoot it like this.
Nah, we chilling.
But
welcome to our home.
First of all, I just would like Oprah to get an award for her performance. It was great,
and it was a performance.
It was a serious performance, for the people at home. Because when she was like, "What? Who said that? Who said it? Who said it?"
With the hands up, voice is so. Yeah, I love that. She was mean. She was well memed.
I love it.
Yes, this is our beloved Oprah, who was consistently well memed.
I don't think I've ever related more to Oprah than when she said, "Who said it?" I was like, "Yes, who said it?"
Did you blindside the queen, your grandmother? I think he know. He know that's his grandma.
Oh yeah, because he was trying to. He kept defending her.
Big Mama.
And then she was like, "Were you silent, or were you silenced?"
Just were you silent or were you silent with the finger gesture? Listen, any opportunity. Any opportunity for a black woman to run something and be fully like just all
in her element. Okay.
I was like, I'm here for it.
My goodness. It was she did a great job. My only qualm was I did want Oprah to make her to say black. I was tired of this woman of color thing.
Oh no, she don't have to make her say that though.
I was like, she ain't no woman of color. That's why she getting kicked out the castle. She black.
I hear y'all on the mixed race, but I said we could.
Listen, she
said that phrase so many times. I was
I know. Listen, let me tell you something. My blackness don't need her to be black. If she want to call herself that, knock yourself out, sweetheart. It's a reflection of her development. And we got a different story. I don't need biracial people to tell me that they're my background. Nope. It is a privilege. It's a providentially designed identity given by God. If they don't want to do it, I feel sorry for them.
That's right.
I feel sorry for them, but I'm like, okay. But there is something about us where that grates us. It feels like a disloyalty. Yeah. And I think black people got to own that. We got to own it. And I'm also like, but I've worked with so many biracial students.
Yeah, for sure. No,
and when you see
it gets on my last nerve.
Oh,
which is also why I don't. That's why I have trouble connecting to Meg. And I think people use her as a Rorschach. How do you call it?
Rorschach.
Thank you. Rorschach test. Yeah. And so they project a lot to her. Black real. I was like, okay, does she claim it though? I like that. I'm just saying.
It don't matter if she claims it.
But I'm like, I don't know that she roll like that.
Her treatment, her mistreatment was because she black.
Exactly.
That's what.
Well, yeah.
So we could talk about biracial, which I wish Oprah would have said biracial. Well,
I think biracial.
That's a little easier on my ears. But the part of her that was despised was only one part in this mix.
Come on,
okay. So that's where I'm sort of honing in on this.
In the interview, they said something about that half. What was it? It was something about.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't in it, but before the interview, Oprah had a conversation with her that she said
they wanted half of her.
That coached her and said, like, if you can tone it down by half.
By half.
I was like, that's the Negro
that
half.
Would be the black.
Listen to. They're speaking the words. They're speaking the words.
They're telling you
who they are.
That's what they do. Them now.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, in addition to that, I told you I was
colorism got her in, but it was anti-blackness that pushed her out.
That's
and colorism won't save her.
That's right.
Oh, That didn't say Malcolm X. That didn't say Frederick Douglass.
Listen.
I mean, you're talking about people who, it didn't say Booker T. And these are all biracial. These are all biracial people throughout the history of the Black American story.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
They will get hung from a tree just like everybody else.
Yes.
What makes it particularly sick is that's their family. That's the part I think people miss about colorism.
That's right.
Is that there's a particular perversion, not about, obviously we know the access based on what people appear, how people appear. Yeah. But that's their family. Mm-hmm. They're light because that's their grandfather.
That's right.
So what does it mean to be sold by your grandfather?
Lord Jesus.
You know, we got problems.
Well, on that note, let's pause right there for a quick commercial break because this is heavy. Stay at the table, y'all.
Y'all know that we love our sister Morgan Harper Nichols, as she was a former Black Girl Magic guest here at the table. Well, Morgan Harper Nichols, she speaks the language of the heart and soul. And this app, The Storyteller by MHN, strikes the perfect balance through art and words to get you to pause, refocus, and find greater gratitude and meaning for your life. The Storyteller app features beautifully hand-designed daily artwork, downloadable to save as inspirational wallpapers for your device, inspirational daily messages to help you reset and recharge, especially when you are feeling overwhelmed. The app is free to download and features a 7-day free trial. There's no surprise auto subscriptions, so you don't have to worry about canceling a subscription. It also features a daily encouragement notification, just like the little personal text messages from Morgan to give you a motivational boost through your day. This is a forever free feature and requires no subscription purchase. Every day, there's new art, a new longer read, a journal prompt, a word of the day, and an affirmation of the day. A recent 5-star review from Kay Shanahan explains it well. Kay Shanahan says, "I've been a fan of MHN for a while now. For Lent this year, my goal was more intentional living, cultivating a life of more balance, contentment, grace, and gratitude. Instead of waking up every morning and grabbing my phone to look at social media, I start with this app as motivation, inspiration, and healing. It's been life-changing. Easily one of the best purchases I have made during this difficult year. You won't regret reading this every day." Morgan Harper Nichols and the Storyteller app have some free gifts for our Truth Table listeners, including a 60-page ebook of Morgan's art and words, plus a 2001 and 2022 MHN printable calendar, all valued at over $30. To claim your free gift, head over to thestorytellerco.com/truth. That's thestorytellerco.com/truth. Claim your prize, y'all.
All right, we are back at the table, y'all. We still got to talk about all the things. Harry, let's get straight to Harry. What in the world? I'm like, that's it. I even y'all know nothing.
I don't
Harry,
understand.
what y'all think?
I was like, child. I was so confused. Listen. Look at here, y'all. I'm just gonna walk down this complicated street right now.
Let's go.
I'm gonna walk down it, and I'm walking down it,
and we believe in you.
Bearing in mind,
all right,
that. So I'm actually gonna give disclaimers.
Yeah,
okay.
Because which we don't typically do.
No, that's the truth.
But I want to honor the people and the people that they love, and the people that they have. So I want to give some context. I want to say this out loud.
Amen. In a mic.
White people are fully human.
Absolutely.
They are made in the image of God. Yes, ditto. If you, as a Black woman, sisters at the table, if the one that you love and prayerfully loves you in return, which is incredibly important, happens to be a white man, you run on. You run on to Wonderland. Y'all go skip in the fields. I'm not trying to break up your party. You do your thing.
That's right. Get you some love.
But let me explain the confusion that I have about being with a white man,
right?
Who is proudly ignorant, to racism, to your suffering, to your community's suffering, to be proudly ignorant to it. I don't understand.
That wouldn't work for me.
I still have empathy for you.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I still have empathy, but you must recognize I am confused.
Yeah.
I am confused by the choice.
Right. That's right.
We don't have arranged marriages in this cultural context. This is a choice.
Right. Certainly not.
So what it means to bring bring a reminder of I don't know, the delusion of white innocence, of the perpetuation of injustice, that the privilege of being ignorant, not only into your house but into your bed. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. So all I have to say is I just think people need to ask some questions in advance. And, you know, like I said, skip through the fields with the one that you love. Y'all skip. I'm not going to stop you.
Eve said love is blind and it'll take over your mind.
But I do need to, because when Harry is like, when Harry chooses to marry this woman of color, as she defines herself, that ain't white, okay? Yeah. When Harry chooses to marry this woman of color, we like, sister, you black. At least your mama's black. Let me just say that. Your mama's black, okay?
Very.
When Harry chooses to marry her, to court her, and he acknowledges before Oprah, I really didn't know nothing about this.
I've never thought about it.
I never thought about this. He said, I did not think about this. When he decided to marry a black American. Let me emphasize the complexity of the black American identity. Because there's a unique dynamic, particularly with not just black, but black American as an identity of resistance to white supremacy. Anyway, I was confused.
It's a lot.
Concerned. I just need help. Can someone, Kimberly, help me with that?
Me.
Michelle, help me
you know
with
what?
that.
I guess, yeah, you walk down that complicated street. Come on, he's on down the road.
To Jesus.
Yeah, you did that. But I think about that, but then I think about Megan, and I think, well, she was actually perfectly fine to sign up for the neocolonial project, you know, that the monarchy was disseminating, going to all the little colonies and waving her hand. All they had to do was do a little DEI, you know, tokenize her and use her. That's all they had to do. Like they do on, you know, like progressives do, like conservatives do. And she was happy to go along and get along with the project. You know what I'm saying?
To keep Harry.
To keep Harry, to keep the peace. Like, you know, she didn't have.
She did it for love.
Hey, people do some wild stuff.
Oh no, Harry must.
That's true.
Harry got some.
People do.
Got some good.
Listen,
he doing something.
He must have some swag.
He got some good because I don't know what's happening here, sister. But I was saying. She was happy to go along with that project. She didn't. So sometimes you have to think about. Who are you dealing with? I mean, we're not talking about a Michelle Higgins here. I'm sure ain't talking about none of the people at Truth Table. Like these things just wouldn't happen. That's right. But this is Megan. I'm a woman of color. You know, she went on a date with what's his name?
My God,
what's his name?
Piers,
whatever his name
Morgan.
Is. He's so crazy.
I don't know if that was a date.
No,
I'm gonna give her some more.
Fine. Whatever you want to say.
Even for my own psychological health, I'm gonna give her a little bit more boundaries.
Whatever you want to say.
She did say it was not.
He was a married. I don't want to say it because he was married at the time, and I
whatever. Anyway, all I'm saying is
they had an interview. Yeah,
this is somebody that. You know what I'm saying? Her politics are not set up in such a way that that's something that would bother her, I suppose.
I'm gonna push back because I actually think what Megan did wouldn't be that all out the pocket for many Black American women who long for a story tale.
Okay.
Who long for a story tale.
For many Black Americans?
Yeah, I'm even gonna say many. Okay. The idea of what it would mean to have someone step in who can pull you out of whatever you're in,
literally,
and radically change your whole life and pretend it ain't true.
But Megan's not Diana.
Let me say this part.
But think about it.
Yeah, let me say this part. And pretend in a racist world that you're not Black. And I think people forget how powerful that temptation. Some of us can never forget that. I mean, it's just our narrative. We don't want to forget it. But there are people who are always looking for escape from pain, from suffering. And her whole, I would make the case that her whole setup, even with her use of like woman of color, et cetera, that's a bit of escapism. And that's what that would literally escaping into a whole fairy tale, escaping from the whole life. There are a whole lot of people who tie themselves up into relationships for escape.
Yeah.
But I get your point about her politic, all that kind of things. I just know some regular Black women who didn't ask questions. Regular. Not Megan. Not Megan. Not people who can pass.
Right.
Regular black women from black families who were like, I'm gonna make this work. So anyway, that's my whole thing about it. I get your point, and I agree with your point about she doesn't have the same consciousness per se.
Yeah.
But I think there are black women who know they black that still was like, let me give it a go. Let me see.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I know quite a few.
I don't know. It's just, I don't know. That is such a hurdle. I'm like, I could never cross over. That's just me though. That's the way my politics is set up, and everything for me is political.
Well, everything for
but I'm clear about that.
Everything for everybody's political, whether they acknowledge it or not.
Yeah.
Right.
But I just
the
think that my point is, I think you can be a regular black woman and still find yourself connected to a regular white man.
Right.
I really do. For whatever reason, because I don't want to snatch away the identity from even the women that we know that are listening.
And her father did her dirty so dirty. So there's that element too.
Even the women that we have at the table who are regular black women.
Yeah.
Who are married to white men.
That's true. Yes.
Right? So I don't want to strip their card and like say, oh, you don't really get blackness.
Yeah, well, I'm not taking it away. I'm just saying that all I'm saying is that she was willing to go along with the colonial project. She just was. And she was like, use me. That's actually what she was saying in the interview.
Yeah.
She said that, use me.
Yeah. Although I don't think she would have. Okay, so your consciousness says the colonial project. Yeah. That ain't what she would have called that. She would have said supporting the. She would have said supporting the family. Supporting the monarchy.
The firm.
That's what she would have said.
The
no doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, that is what the family is.
That is what it is. I mean, that's what it is. She wouldn't say it that way.
But that ain't what she, no.
But but I think she did say that. I think we have to lay that on the table because that's just the facts of it. She would have been fine with it.
Yeah.
But it's like, dang, y'all so racist, you won't even let me in the monarchy. But yeah, girl.
No. This is how it was built. Well, they didn't treat all the white people right.
That's right.
No.
That's what
why
Oprah
would
said.
they treat you
I
right?
watched The Crown. I love that show.
I love what she brought that. It's so American because I was like, that's how I learned. Because that's the only way I learned. That and colonialism and slavery. But that part. I mean, Michelle, what do you think about this whole Harry thing? What is your thoughts?
Well,
the Harry angle and
But I hesitate to go too deep because, Michelle will accidentally get real personal in my own life. Help me, Lord. I'm going to just say this. Those that know. Okay. And the rest of y'all going to have to read the book. It really is something.
Y'all don't even know what you just said like that. But keep going, sister. Keep going. Because we can't even sit there. Keep going. They don't even know. They don't even know what you just said. They don't even get it. She dropped an exclusive.
It really is. It really is something what C said about comfort, about control. That black women have so long desired what we know is rightly ours.
Right.
And as that regular black woman looking in a particular place for comfort, for control, for rescue. And I grew up a black kid. I would say financially privileged by the time I was 15, 16 years old because of the choices that my daddy made. But what is absolutely true is that even as an adult in nowhere near the situation of Meghan and Harry, but even as an adult in a similar enough situation, to see him say that and to look at her. I mean, because when he said it, he looked at her. It was like, I had to, and he didn't know because he knew he was about to say a statement that drives us crazy. Mm-hmm. Walk a mile in her shoes. Mm-hmm. Walk in her shoes. Mm-hmm.
You can't fit them.
You couldn't fit
like
these
Cinderella
shoes.
slipper, brother.
Let me tell you something, man.
Custom made. Mm-hmm.
Custom fitted. Right. I mean, that frustration matched so swiftly with I knew he was going to say that.
Yeah.
Because one of the high prices that you pay in that relationship is you educate, you design, and you decide how somebody's going to look or present. And it's not worth what you get back. It's rarely worth what you get back. So my hope and my perspective is that they do have emotional, they really I hope they have a long, happy life together.
Me too. I believe they really do love each other. I pray after all of this.
Please
I really
dip
do.
in the meadow together.
Yes, please frolic.
Because there's going to be a whole lot of resentment.
Let it be the frolic phase.
There's going to be a lot of resentment.
Exactly.
Because y'all, I was like,
yeah, sure.
Lord, let them love each other deeply and for the rest of their days.
Yeah.
No, because I agree.
That was my whole feeling was like, one of the things that I knew she had to realize was she had to educate him on the fact that what she was suffering was not worth his crown. And we shouldn't have to do that for the people that we love the most. But if they a king,
it's tough.
Literally,
you have to remind them that you're an equal. And so I can't help but commend Harry for doing what he was supposed to do. Yeah. However, it is just simply true that no matter what her consciousness level was, there was fatigue involved.
Yeah, she's tired.
In being the black woman.
Well, she's a DEI consultant for the family.
And she,
that's actually what she signed
That's
for.
right. That's
she
right.
internalized. And Megan's thing really was about gender, not about race.
It was.
It was.
Break it down.
That was more primary for her.
Which would be consistent with white feminism,
That's
right?
So, of course.
That really
which is also the devil.
I
just want to drop that in
there.
there.
You go, Michelle.
Yeah.
Whatever.
White feminism.
Okay, all right. But
That's true.
Ever since her early childhood, that's how she saw herself through that particular.
That's right.
As a white feminist.
Yeah. Through that. I mean, I don't think she consciously said
and
that.
She didn't know the white was there.
Yeah, it was. But
that's the only place feminism came from.
But the contrast of our identity discovery, how we get to our identity discovery, is in cross-cultural dynamics.
That's right.
So it requires the other,
right,
to lift up the mirror. Mm-hmm. So I have a feeling she has never felt as black.
She did.
Yes.
That's so
black as she never been so black.
Without the skills, without the insight.
Mm-hmm.
I have empathy for her.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Without the skills to manage such. And it sounds like, I mean, I ain't her clinician and I'm not trying to diagnose the woman. It sounds like a lot of internalization. Yeah. Where else would that go? If you like the kind of the consciousness that you've been lifting up, without that, all that gets internally eaten.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All of that gets internally eaten.
For sure.
And the answer to that is, well, I'm the problem.
And y'all, she was pregnant through a lot of
during that,
and she lost a child.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So that I had a lot of empathy for
the
her.
weathering.
The weathering, joke.
And that's what, the fatigue.
The fatigue and her losing, and this is somebody, she's in her late 30s, you know what I'm saying?
She's older than him.
I was going
to say. Old, that's right.
That's another element of the dynamic that I just think
that
people need to reckon with. This is
because she's a grown woman.
This is a divorce.
She had her own. She had her own. Yeah. She was an actress.
Yeah. Divorced woman of color, with financially independent, with her own whatever, her own career, her own country, her own contacts.
I mean, just by way of, she great on Suits. Yeah. Also, Gina Torres, the other black woman on Suits, who's just delectable. Lawrence Fishburne's current or ex-wife. Anyways.
Yes. I know who you're talking about.
Some beautiful black women on Suits.
Yeah. I mean, when I sit back and think about all those pieces.
Just watch it for the clothes.
All of those pieces, I could see why she would be like, I wouldn't. Again, this doesn't appeal to me, but I can see why. Oh, late 30s.
Yeah.
Been divorced.
Come on.
Yeah. Looking for marriage and a baby. This woman had a baby pretty quickly.
She didn't have.
She wanted a family.
That's right.
Oh, wanted someone she can frolic in that long, big old meadow with.
That's right.
Big old meadow, right? That wasn't theirs, though. By the way, it was the house.
I imagine, despite that Harry has no racial consciousness whatsoever, was probably really polite, and probably in the name of white politeness, and for sure.
Megan is fine. Okay.
Yes.
Let's back up real fast.
There's no doubt that he adored her.
Across the room.
There's no doubt. There's no doubt he pulled out all the stops to woo this woman of color, divorced in her late 30s, to make her a duchess. Now, again, I don't want to be a duchess of the monarchy, but I get that narrative. I mean,
especially with all her pain and Harry's pain. He's not over his mom.
Because Megan is Diana, and Diana is Megan.
That's right.
That's what's happening.
And as he says, we're always working out our stuff.
We are always working out our stuff, y'all. We always. We got problems.
Yeah.
Lord, help them.
Help them.
Listen.
Deepen their love. Let the baby in home.
Lord,
help her to have a safe and healthy delivery. It's a lot.
A baby girl.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah, baby. They got baby girl. Baby girl let's see. She gonna have some curly hair.
Look. I think these kids gonna be quite red. I think these are gonna be gingers again. Because it appears that Megan's got kind of a ginger thing going on. These are freckled people.
Not freckled people.
These people got. I mean, just like Malcolm X, there's some freckles going on in these kids.
She has freckles.
Yeah, for sure.
Her mama got freckles.
For sure. Shout out to the black.
Harry got freckles.
Shout out to the black freckle people. I know them.
Oh yeah, cuties. All of them cuties.
Yeah, we got some freckles in our family too.
Shout out to the freckles.
Well, we wish y'all the best.
God, Lord, Jesus
may the
help
Lord
them.
sustain and keep y'all near the cross.
Oh, look, before you go, this is my last 30 seconds, which I did not say. The most shocking part of that interview, which I don't think most people commented on, is a moment when she talked about how there was no manual to become a princess. And then she said quickly, Michelle, you may have caught it because you just watched it. Mm-hmm. She said, I had to stay up late at night learning those 40 hymns.
That's right.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a trigger for people?
Come on.
What it means to sing these strange songs in this strange land.
Hey.
Specifically, Strange Castle.
And that you cannot leave. You can't get an Uber to leave when you are suicidal.
I'm like, girl, them hymns, so you better read them hymns. That's going to help you to hold on, child.
Well, let me
I
tell
hope
you
they're
about
true.
these hymns,
I want to see those hymns.
The hymns are written.
Which hymns, yeah.
The hymns are written as patriotic, basically devotion.
That's true.
They are
To the
devotion
queen, right?
to the empire.
Oh.
They speak
That
of God and empire, right?
Yeah.
God and country, God and nation. God.
Jeepers, I wonder where we got this from in
Nationalistic
America.
And I mean, I don't know if she knew or cared, but she was low-key shading the hubs over here. He wasn't up at night saying, this is how you do it. He wasn't up late.
Yeah, you're right. Where was
She said she was by herself, memorized stuff. Oh, no, baby, now. I'm in here doing
remember
this.
what she said? Remember what she
Get
said,
your
Michelle,
behind
which
here.
was, I bring him solutions. You remember she said that?
Yeah.
no.
Again,
See,
I don't
black
think
women
I don't
need rest.
I
I
don't
didn't
think
hear
she,
that part.
I don't think she was just speaking.
Was that bonus or was that in the actual
That was
one?
in the actual
that
piece.
was
I
at the-
caught that. She was like,
that
I don't
was
want to
in
stress
in the
him.
backyard.
I don't want to stress him.
Yeah, she did
By
say
the
that.
way, the statement that she
She's
said,
older too, though.
that's pretty consistent with most women.
That's right.
And how they see themselves in their relationships.
That's right.
Is that they fix things. They bring
Yeah.
solutions. Man, she was talking about fixing what? The monarchy? The bigotry of the monarchy? Made me sick just watching it. It's too much.
Your back, sister.
Listen, y'all.
Your back.
Listen, y'all. Don't bring yourself solution. Bring yourself rest.
Rest.
Come on.
Respite. Retreat.
And that's my thoughts about that.
Wow. Yeah, there was a lot of shocking stuff in there. But
Yeah.
man,
There was some good cackles, we had some okay laughs. And as in any good interview about people that are entirely too rich and probably need to actually get saved, I was bored. I was bored a couple times. And that felt real good. I think boredom is kind of it's a healthy piece of healing and rest. It let me know, wow, am I bored? That means I'm not thinking about the 90 things that I need to do. And I'm looking at these folks and I'm not doing comparison, envy. Let's just
you know
get
what?
bored.
I don't
when
want
they was
nothing
talking
that they
about
got.
finances, I was getting stressed out. I was like, don't tell me that Harry and Meg got to fill out a W-9.
You know what I'm saying?
I was like,
you know what I'm saying?
y'all got to fill out a W-9.
They need
no
that
hope for-
tax extension.
I was like, this is a mess. I was
We
like,
all
oh my gosh.
need
I was like,
tax exemptions.
so bad.
Extensions and exemptions.
Talk about their level of broke, whatever that is. Okay, which is level of broke which is rich for me. That I will never see.
Busting up
And
with
I
a
was like-
foundation we ain't even heard of yet.
You live in a neighborhood with Wonderland. in it.
You know what I'm saying?
I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, I gotta do my taxes. It was stressing me out. I was like,
I know. I'm gonna tell you what. Shout out to mamas who can leave inheritances.
Amen.
You want to talk about the privilege of being able to pass
because
down
mama
wealth,
left money.
generational wealth.
Amen.
That's why Harry could actually walk away.
that's why
because
he could
of
walk
what
away,
Diana
because Diana
did.
left him in a little nest because she knew.
And it wasn't little.
It was
Yeah,
That's one of them gilded eggs.
Yeah, exactly.
You
So
know,
she's like him. Yeah, exactly.
that was
Sorry.
a Fabergé.
All right
That's
now.
that next there.
Anyway, they had me going like, oh my gosh, I need to file my taxes now.
student loans. Wipe them out.
Oh, cancel our debt, Biden. What are you doing? Stop playing. Anyway,
there was a moment to talk to Joe Biden.
What is happening? What is you doing?
Oh, he's just Biden.
Run us the executive order.
Hey. Biden this time.
Biden this time.
Biden. There we go.
Hey, I ain't trying to go back to what it was. Go ahead.
Listen.
Any other final thoughts? My heart and mind is clear.
Yeah.
Lord, bless their union.
Help them,
bless
God.
their babies.
Bless these children.
Help them, Lord. Help us all. Help the sisters that was traumatized.
Thank you, Tyler Perry, for protection.
Thank you, Tyler. Thank you, Oprah. You know, it's
Thank
always
you for
good.
Medea's gun in the bag.
That's right. It's always good to watch a black woman go,
take down
and a white man. That felt the best. Like, just watching Oprah go,
And she tried to get to that answer. Who said it? Who said it? He was not going to remember.
He's still guessing right now.
He felt a way about that coming up in the interview, in my opinion.
Well, they the ones that signed. They signed and said you can ask whatever.
I think he wasn't trying to talk about that.
Oh, well,
I was like, well, brother.
Still a little bit of shame. Still got some shame left on you.
Oh, that's his people. I don't look.
He loves his grandmama.
I mean,
he loves his grandmama.
I imagine it's hard.
Queen.
I can't fully relate, but I imagine it's hard.
Anyway, well, y'all, we taking it down at this here table because
we're gonna get some
that's
tea.
That's what we got, y'all. That's what we got. So
Earl Grey.
Send your emails. Send your emails to Jesus.
I know. I'm like, don't even hashtag us on this.
Look.
We just process.
Love your boo. Make sure your boo loves you.
Hey.
Make sure your boo loves you.
Hey. Amen.
Amen.
We want to thank you for taking a seat at the table with us this week. Let's keep the conversation going. Tweet us your thoughts about this episode using the hashtag #TruthTable. Black women, did y'all know that we have our own Black Women's Discipleship group on Facebook? Make sure to follow Truth Table on Facebook and join our Facebook group today. Invite your homegirls too. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Truth Table, or email us your thoughts at info@truthstable.com. Don't forget to rate and review the show on iTunes and subscribe on your favorite podcast player. Truth Table has a Patreon account now, so y'all can send your love offerings to patreon.com/truthstable, or you can bless us at our PayPal, which is paypal.me/truthstable. Truth Table is made possible in part by Podastery Studios. Visit podastery.com for the highest in quality online audio entertainment. Our producer for the show is Joshua Heath. Our executive producer is Bo York. We have been your hosts, Ekemini, Michelle, and Christina. We'll see you soon on the next Truth Table. Bye, y'all.